Welcome back to another Vibrations, brothers and sisters. Welcome to this here, the one and only Mystelics React channel with your boy Mystelics, brothers and sisters. Big up all yourself for definitely tuning into these here Vibrations. I do appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning into these here Vibrations. Don't forget, brothers and sisters, to click the like button as well. Click the thumbs up button. I would appreciate that. And of course, subscribe and turn on that post notification if you have not done so yet, brothers and sisters. Subscribe so you can get notified. And of course, we definitely help this channel to grow further and further in that regard right there when you subscribe. Brothers and sisters, keep in mind to watch this video in its entirety. Imagine I telling individuals that yesterday and folks still asking me questions that I answer in the video. Brothers and sisters, come on. We need to do better than that, brothers and sisters. Better! We want a better tomorrow. It starts now. Listen to the full video, brothers and sisters, so you can ask me questions that I answer in the video. And then after here, what? Brothers and sisters, when folks, I would like to invite every single person who is listening to this video, watch the comments, and when individuals who listen to the full video in its entirety, watch the comments and please answer the individuals who apparently don't want to watch the full video. I understand it can have a certain length to it, and sometimes people's audience retention is not the best. You know, in this day and age we live in, brothers and sisters, people's audience retention seems to go down further and further, which is unfortunate because you are missing out on a number of information that needs to be heard. So please, my goodness gracious, watch the full video and stop asking me questions that I answered already. And of course, if individuals are doing that, please, folks, answer the individuals in the comment box below as well, please. All right. Anyways, brothers and sisters, without further ado, let us get into the Vibrations, for which, of course, I did a reaction on the BrBpTV concerning this very same situation. But I decided to single out none other than Mr. Pastor Randy, right there, Randy Rodney, right there, brothers and sisters, because, of course, he's bringing forth one of which I think would bring forth proper electoral reform that is very much needed in this election. Keep in mind, brothers and sisters, it doesn't matter which party decide or no party come. It doesn't matter one bit if the electoral reform or elections are tainted. There's not only us seeing the taints, brothers and sisters, especially when you see all kinds of planes and so forth coming into Dominica. The people outside, even the OAS observers, notice that there are interesting taints that need to be addressed, brothers and sisters. The CCG as well ruled that there are serious taints in the election, causing the government to utilize the taints to win elections, brothers and sisters, therefore not creating a free and fair playing field when it comes down to elections. That is all we're asking for, brothers and sisters. And of course, Mr. Pastor Rodney definitely has some information in that regard. I think that is what needs to be done. So let us take a listen right there. Leave the pasta alone.
That is in the Holy Bible.
That is lofty, eh, guys. You will always know when lofty is lofty.
God come from talking men.
Okay, let's move on.
You say yes.
Come forward.
Is that all right?
Big up Tim Dura one time over there.
Not so much good friends, countrymen. I came to bury Caesar, not to praise him.
I like that.
And I want you to help me do that. Is that all right? Good. We're not doing it in secret. I heard the man told his people that they are whispering in secret, but he will wipe them off the NEP. We're not doing that in secret. Are you all with me still?
Big up Siri one time.
We want to be bold and brazen about what we're doing tonight.
Siri actually dropped a video as well on that, so you guys can check out Siri Exposing on YouTube. Siri Exposing, SIRI Exposing, EXPOSING. Type that in on YouTube, brothers and sisters, and check out his stuff. I think he went around doing little snippets here and there, so definitely check out his videos right there on YouTube.
So listen to what the ERC is dealing with your behalf.
Lofty, turn the camera back
We
now.
want to walk down Freedom Street
Lofty, come on.
without anybody pointing their guns at us. We welcome the police. In fact, if you are a police officer here, especially those of you with your cameras, I invite you to come front and please record the video. Take it to the places where it must go, because you too, we're fighting for you. All of you police officers and you know is in a mess.
Guys, let me switch over because I think Lofty tripping, man. Lofty tripping, bro.
So you call this parliament to order. Yeah! I'm going to ask you to do me a favor, every one of you behind me. I want to call this parliament to order. And so I'm going to ask all of you to stand in front of me because we're going to take a vote in a while. I need your undivided attention. So if you're on this side, come up front. If you're behind me, come up. Pray for and I want you to help me do that. Is that all right? Good. We are not doing it in secret on your behalf. Because we want to walk down Freedom Street without anybody pointing their guns at us. We welcome the police. In fact, if you're a police and you're here, especially those of you with your cameras, I invite you to confront and please record the video.
Thank you.
Take it to the places where it must go.
I want people videography, not for videography. Not for everybody either, boy. Hey.
Because you too, we're fighting for you. All of you police officers, and you know that, we are fighting for you too.
See Lofty self. Lofty on some other mission, eh? Lofty on some other mission, boy. Yes, sir.
Because your police force is in a mess because of malgovernance.
Sorry about that, guys. I just got a call right there, brothers and sisters. But anyways, let's continue in that regard right there. I brought it back a little bit.
We welcome the police. In fact, if you're a police and you're here, especially those of you with your cameras, I invite you to confront and please record the video.
So they have it on record. It's interesting that they are telling the very people against themselves because of certain career paths that they have. Police, you don't show up. Nurses, don't show up. Not for these people to have free and fair elections. That is, I cannot fathom the understanding right there, brothers and sisters. Maybe I'm foolish. Maybe I said Calbas because I cannot understand what's going on here.
Take it to the places where it must go, because you too, we're fighting for you.
Exactly.
All of you police officers, and you know that, we are fighting for you too. Because your police force is in a mess.
Oh yeah. You see some of the conditions that they have to work in? You see the buses and the kind of vehicles that they have to be using, brothers and sisters, listen me. Pushing vehicle on ROSEAU Street. That is the conditions the police them have to put themselves in. And they're trying to oppress the people and trying to free them from their own dirty ways.
Because of malgovernance.
So all the monies that go in the $64,000 the Prime Minister is receiving every month on top of his salary. Huh? Okay.
Here I go, ladies and gentlemen.
Lightning flashing in the sky, eh? God himself taking pictures.
Whereas
Lofty self, no Lofty turn in the camera. We know we. Boy, Lofty boy,
the people of the Commonwealth of Dominica have been demanding electoral reform since 2005. And whereas Roosevelt Skerritt and his cabinet has caused tear gas and live runs of ammunition to rain on the people of Salisbury, and have threatened the people of Marigot using the regional security system 2 days before the 2019 general elections, And whereas Roosevelt Skerritt thrashed a report on electoral reform presented by a group of persons representing civil society organizations.
So the civil society organizations provided a report, and Skerritt don't want it. Skerritt paid a man almost $1 million to do electoral reform. He didn't want it, he don't like it, he trashed that. Skerritt is not your elections are there. Are you doing such a thing? And the people always talk about action, you know, brothers and sisters. This is what the defining point right there. People always talking about action. Mystelics, we need action, too much talking. But when man trying to pass thing in parliament and only stand up quiet, what action you looking for, war? What is the action are we talking about, brothers and sisters? When action is supposed to be had, and I said this last night, action is supposed to be had during the time when the government tried to pass all sorts of legislation for them, for their benefit. They take out, boy, I don't understand these things. Them man removing for luxury boats and people coming with yachts and what. They're removing the fees that have to be paid. Yet still, it's like giving foreigners a free pass to come into Dominica. Right? Fine. But they're trying their best to tax the very people. More money. The banks, the credit unions, all those kind of things they're trying to do that will affect the people. But they're giving leeway to outsiders, brothers and sisters. Who exactly does Dominica really care for? Look at the jobs that are being had, brothers and sisters. Millions upon millions of dollars are coming in and going out for foreigners. The individuals who handle airports and the big projects, MMC or whatever. They're handling these big projects. It is to my understanding, I was wondering if I should say that. It's to my understanding the very house the Prime Minister is living in. It is alleged. You don't have to say alleged. It is alleged that the Prime Minister, the people who gave the Prime Minister the ability to live in that house, apparently are the ones getting big projects in Dominica. And as a result, this house was built, not on the basis of them having to pay a set of money to do it. No, it's like a gift for allowing us to do so much projects in Dominica, giving us these millions upon millions of dollars. It is like a gift. Okay, yeah, stay in that house now, relax yourself inside there. And on top of that, they're making the people pay $64,000 for a house that was gifted, allegedly gifted. When I say gifted, not given to Skerritt, you know, but it's a house that was given as a result of the great projects that were being done by a certain company. And that certain company decided, okay, you treat us well, let us treat you well for doing these great things for us, giving us millions upon millions of dollars. And then on top of that, they're making the people, all you know what's going on behind closed doors, boy? And the very understanding of free and fair elections, at least
along with learned Dominican legal drafters. And whereas Roosevelt Skerritt paid about $700,000 to jurist Sir Dennis Byron and wanted to cajole the then opposition leader Lennox Linton to agree with everything that Byron would have recommended in his report, and then he threw the report.
So there's 700,000 plus almost $1 million that has go like that for no reason. Brothers and sisters, 700,000. Yeah. Guys, that money could have been used to help the hospitals, provide things in the hospitals, better roads, do a number of things. That money just vanish. People's money they take to just vanish and scare rubbish the report.
And whereas
you talking about action and you still quiet because of that? The man taking all your money, all you paying taxes for, increasing your taxes, doing all sorts of things, going and take debt from all sorts of countries, putting it on your back, and all you asking for action. Yeah. The question is, what action are the people asking for when the action should be happening throughout? How could you allow this to happen when the opposition calling you guys to come and do this thing? No, you go down ride bike, you go down see war in the country that will affect you. Gasa.
Roosevelt Skerrit and his cabinet decided to appoint the Attorney General and others.
Yes, sir.
We don't know who the others are. To draft the current bill that he proposes to bring to the House without regard and respect to the population. And
who exactly is this electoral reform for, brothers and sisters? For Skerrit to win again? Or for his colleagues to win again? Huh? Isn't it the electoral reform for the people to vote properly, brothers and sisters? I mean, it's truly amazing, boy. Truly amazing. Tell you, boy. Truly amazing.
Yes! Roosevelt Skerrit himself disagrees with the law to the extent that he says to Curtis Matthew that he don't want confirmation in Birmingham and England and in US. And whereas the Electoral Reform Coalition has written to Roosevelt Skerrit on numerous occasions in his capacity as Prime Minister, and he does not have the decency to acknowledge, far less respond to meet with the citizens of Dominica.
I mean, come on, people. Come on, now, man. Come on, now, man. Oh, my goodness.
And whereas Roosevelt Skerrit has hijacked the constitutional responsibility of the Electoral Reform Commission and has single-handedly taken over the electoral process.
The man reject everything and want to put his thing forward. The man reject everything from the public. He rejecting it and want to make his own to put through Parliament. And the people looking for action, brothers and sisters. You looking for action? What action?
And he has told us that he have other fish to fry. Aided and abetted by the Attorney General. And whereas, ladies and gentlemen, all indications are that Roosevelt Skerrit is planning another reset. And whereas you and the people of Dominica are fed up with the constant kicking down of the can of electoral reform by Roosevelt Skerrit, be it resolved that the people gathered in the People's Parliament agreed that the following, which will be formulated in legal draft and will be in legislative form to be tabled in Parliament, covering all the areas herein after mentioned.
That is what should be brought forth. I asked the question yesterday, who exactly is going to bring this to Parliament? And then, I don't understand. Dominicans don't understand, boy. Dominicans don't understand what is happening to them, And I can understand why slavery. I understand why slavery happened for 400 years, man. Interesting.
And these are the areas, ladies and gentlemen. Number one, the right to vote.
What's the right to vote?
Consistent with the Constitution, ladies and gentlemen, the law we want is that only persons who are ordinarily resident in Dominica should be eligible to vote in elections in Dominica. Everybody say, I agree.
I agree. That's how it should be. Yep. People are feeling the blunt and the struggle in Dominica. All the overseas having better life. Just because you send in barrel and some money's done, you think you should vote? Come on! You live in somewhere else. The people in Dominica are feeling the blunt. They're bringing all sorts of chattered plate down to Dominica for you to come and vote. My goodness gracious. And you think that is right? To come and create the fate of the people are living in the country? Like I indicated yesterday, if I have for exactly that, that's what should be done. But if you saying bring overseas voters, the voters from overseas can come and vote, give them their own constituency. Let them not affect the 21 constituencies in Dominica. Give them their own constituency overseas. 2 constituencies, so it'll be 23 according to Roosevelt Douglas. Give it to 2 constituencies, give them 2 constituencies so they can vote. They will feel like they are part of it, and they will be a part of it if that is the case. Yeah, like contributing, let me vote now. Okay, fine. 2 constituencies digitally, all you vote. Great. I don't know how all your representative is going to represent, but you don't have representation in Dominica. You're not living in Dominica. Why you want to come and vote for? Because you said in burial down, really?
2. Voter ID cards. Every eligible voter shall be issued a voter's identification card produced by the Electoral Commission and will contain photograph, fingerprints, ID number, voter registration number, polling district, voter name and address.
What should be done?
The security features on the card cannot be at the discretion of the chief registering officer and must be the requirements in the law or the proposed regulation. Do you agree?
Agree. Facts.
Number 3.
Number 3.
Registration and confirmation of voters.
Re-registration.
It's very scary to agree with us on that one. The process of registration and reconfirmation of voters shall only be conducted in Dominica. Within a 3-month period. During which no election shall be called. Eligibility to be registered or reconfirmed shall be those already enshrined in the existing law.
Yes, ma'am.
And that is citizenship, Commonwealth status, and residency. Do you agree?
Agreed.
Number 4. Bribery and treating.
It must be defined.
That the amended House of Assembly Elections Bill must specify, it must specify that free musical concerts and similar events featuring international artists by political parties, their agents and candidates are acts of treating. With respect to the offense of bribery, the bill must provide for the avoidance of doubt that the payment or promise to pay to a voter or his traveling expenses on the condition, expressed or implied, that he will vote for a particular candidate is bribery.
Amen.
And there must be a compulsory prison term.
Consequence.
Not less than 2 years for bribery, treating, and undue influence. D'accord.
Send them stocky.
Campaign finance regulation. I hope you know I was going to say that now. Ladies and gentlemen, lend me your ears. I came to bury CEASAR, not to praise him.
Amen, brother.
Campaign finance regulation. My brothers and sisters, one of the best pieces of law that Dennis Byron wrote is on campaign finance regulation.
What is it?
That's why Roosevelt Scary trashed the thing. We want that back in the law. We want to know where the money comes from and who gave you the money. Because we understand that...
That's vital, guys, because foreign entities could be influencing the elections. When foreign entity influence the elections, brothers and sisters, foreign entity have a say in what the Prime Minister does, and therefore pushing foreign entities, pushing what they want to happen. pushing their bidding, pushing what they want instead of the people. Brothers and sisters, I think that is vital right there. So we must know where the money is coming from. Yeah, Scary doesn't want to do that. Interesting. Why? If you're running free and fair elections, why don't you want to be open and transparent? You always get Scary talking about transparent government. It's nice to say, but in reality, there's no transparency there. How can you be claiming about transparency government if you're not transparent yourself?
People buying elections those days to get what they want. Do you want that back in the law? Number 6, abuse of incumbency. Let me tell you what that means. When people in government using government resources to pay people and win elections, that's what abuse of incumbency is. You hear that? Of course, that's a volley. We recommend provisions to strictly prohibit public officers, the resources of the state, and projects resulting from the expenditure of public funds as campaign tools to corruptly, improperly, and unduly influence voters and thereby gain political advantage. Little jobs every here and there, those little wallets and those bags with those money that come in those private planes, that's what we're talking about. Do you agree?
I agree.
Access to media. And I'm so happy Kurt is still there. The House of Assembly Elections Bill must provide for access to all media for all political parties. That all public media houses, thank you, print, radio, TV, digital and electronic, are prohibited from denying any political party or candidate paid time and or space.
It's not for free, they want it now. Paid time. Not for free.
For the broadcast.
For your money, you'll be supposed to come and as a business. Or are you telling people not to come because you don't want certain sector of people to learn the truth? This is one of the reasons why debate should be part of this as well. There must be debates. That must be in the law as well, brothers and sisters. Not just in the regulations. There must be debates for elections. Scary. No, he can't win debate. He know he can't do a number of things there. That is why he's preventing this, so he can get in the upper hand. And people will see that happening to them, but they call it for action. What action are you talking about?
So publication of their messages. Public media, ladies and gentlemen.
That is action right there. Brothers and sisters, that is action. If you don't do what you're supposed to be doing, there should be consequences. Some of all you think is war and those things that should know. I get the understanding sometimes there needs to be war, brothers and sisters. There needs to be war. But there must be proper action. War must be the last resort.
DBS et al. All these houses must be legally obliged to ensure that political parties and any independent candidates participating in elections have equal access to media services during election campaign period.
This is not one set of people. Everybody they're talking about, everybody should have equal access to state-owned media. State-owned media. You know what state-owned means? The state owns the media. Who owns the state? The people, brothers and sisters. You're rejecting people who have the right ordered by the Constitution that was ordered by the Creator himself. Really?
And if they don't, penalties must be prescribed for failure to comply with the rules. Zodako.
Scary agree to that, but he want to remove the consequence, which means that even if they are say, okay, sure, let's do it, they can then reject you. But if there's no consequence, if they reject you, what are you going to say? Oh, but you say that. No consequences. There need to be consequences.
Good.
Facts. That is only logical.
Big one now. Foreign interference.
I just talked about that earlier on.
Foreign interference.
But where Lofty, where you filming, Lofty? Where you filming, Gasa?
Foreign persons, companies or governments, citizenship sales agents, and holders of government contracts, financed especially by the CBI, are expressly prohibited from participating in election campaigns and contributing either directly or indirectly to any candidate or party during a general election. Are we in agreement?
I agree. There should be a fixed price between both of them. If it's 1.5 or 3 million each for each thing, that's what you run with. And that campaign finance must be used for campaign. Campaign, because some people might say, oh, let me go for election. You get the money and you just decide, you know what, let me just, you know, use it for my benefit. I think there should be consequences for that as well. That's one of the reasons why they always talk about campaign finance in the United States and personal finance. That's all. Obama had to pay over $385,000 in fees, in fines for doing the same thing that they're trying to charge Trump for. All you know that, right? Go Google it.
Number 9, the Electoral Commission. Some of what I said in number 8 refers to the Electoral Commission as well, so I won't read that. In other words, all the citizenship by investment agents on the Electoral Commission must be fired immediately.
Yep.
Because they have a stake with
of
the
course.
government. They cannot be
Of course, that's a conflict. That's a conflict. You getting monies from CBI, you part of the you don't think you'll want to do your bidding there? You don't think that's not a conflict, brothers? I mean, that's simple.
It cannot be fair.
Cannot be fair at all.
The appointment and nomination to members on this commission should be selected from academia, civil society, church-based organizations, and it must have at least one woman, Papa Boji. Do you agree? And that one going to give somebody high blood pressure. Because in the current law, they say they will pass it, but they want to wait 15 months before it gets effective. Because they have Zazi Muzai to do in the 15 months. You all hearing me? Good. So number 10, the effective date of the legislation that must be passed in Parliament that will encompass all of that, ladies and gentlemen, should be no more than 3 months after the passing of the legislation. Do we agree? Now here is where I need your support. All of you. And next time you bring in your nene, your power, your compare, your dudu, your boo, your bee, I don't know, I don't care what name you call them. Just tell them you come in with me. You all understand what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, be it further resolved, and I taken my time to read that. Be it further resolved that the completed legislation will be delivered to Parliament on a date and time agreeable to the people of the Commonwealth of Dominica. Can I have a yes?
Of course.
So when we're ready, we're going to call you. And don't call me.
That is action right there, brothers and sisters. We always talk about action, action. Will you show your face? And the time is here. It's supposed to be in the tens of thousands. Not a few hundred. What is that? Tens of thousands of people are supposed to be there when they call for this, because it's for free and fair elections, not for one set. It's free and fair elections for Skerrit, for Thompson, for Alex Bruno, for Anthony Charles, for all these people, brothers and sisters. All the parties. It's free and fair elections for everybody. That is how it should be done, brothers and sisters. But of course, the government knows where the strength is, and it's on utilizing the things for them to win. I mean, people need to understand these things. We talk about action. That is action. Go to where it matters. I understand these meetings or what have you. Okay, I don't want to go meeting. Fine. But where it matters, you should go. You talk about action. People are talking about action, and they want what action you want? Huh? Somebody meet me the other day talking about the same thing, you know. Mystelics, but what action? What action? I said, what action you looking for? They can't answer the question. So this is a nice word to say. We need action, too much talking. What action should be done? Some of us think is what that's supposed to happen. Not what that's supposed to happen. You're supposed to go there and show your face and ensure that you are there in the tens of thousands to ensure that this thing doesn't happen. I mean, human beings, only something else, eh? Boy.
To pay your boss for you. So, pattern somebody, you know? Once we call you, get a ride. Send your partner. Make a collection to put these logos. And make sure all of you come down ROSEAU. You hear that? All of you come down ROSEAU. Right now we have the police busy. It's then they will be busy. Yeah. You understand what I'm talking about? It's then they will be busy.
That is action, brother. That is action.
We want to make sure that we hand the parliament the legislation that we want.
So what Skerrit wants?
It is not going to be the legislation that they want. It is going to be the legislation that we want.
Labor rights supposed to be there. UWP rights supposed to be there. All the other rights supposed to be there. Freedom rights supposed to be there. Everybody's supposed to be there. It's for a free and fair election for everybody. It's not for workers or what they calling that one again? Freedomites. It's not for the DLPites. It's for everybody to have an equal playing field. And when the results are called, we know free and fair based off the different things that he spoke about there. That is how it should be. People, come on.
You know why? Because the legislation that they want is a biased legislation.
Not good.
What we are proposing, when it's passed, hear me, we don't care who wins.
If DLP wins, then DLP wins free and fairly. If Freedomite wins, they win free and fairly. If United Workers Party wins, they win free and fairly. That is what it needs to be done, brothers and sisters. That's what needs to be done. How can we not understand this as human beings within the economy that the present leader is destroying to keep you down? And you wonder where the future of your... Tell me which future your children have, no, brothers and sisters. Which future your children have outside of Dominica? Huh? Dominica have future for your children? Dominica have future for you? Huh?
Once it is passed and we submit to it, let the best man win.
Simple.
But the reason why they fret the legislation is because they know once it's fair, they cannot win. That's why we need all you. Can I hear a yes?
That is action right there. You need to show up for these things. Where it matters, show up.
Now here's the final thing I want to tell you. I want you to go home safe tonight. But this is the house of the people. All of you are with me? Right, so...
Anyways, guys, all you get the point right there. All you get the point. Action. This is action. When they call for you to show up parliament or wherever, that is action. Not a few hundred people showing up. What is that? At least 30,000 people should be sure. At least. It's free and fair elections, not for some, but for all. They might want to put their own legislation forward that will benefit them, for them to constantly win again. So you're voting for what reason? Number of persons say, but Mystelics, they put a vote in. They have a point. because elections is tainted. They have a point. But that's not an excuse. It's not an excuse. This is why we need this kind of situation to happen. We need this stuff. Come on, people, wake up, man. Anyways, what are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below, guys. This is my Mystelics once again. Click the thumbs up button. I would appreciate that if you understand it. If you want to see more, definitely subscribe and turn on the post notification. I'll hopefully be dropping another one a bit later on. This one is kind of long, but I will see if I'll drop another one a bit later on. Of course, tune in for that a bit later on today in that regard. It's about Mystelics once again, guys. Be real. Salute the king. Be positive.